Hello everyone, this is your friend Naruto Fix, and we are back with another epic What If Naruto fanfic. Which is, what if Naruto returned to protect the people who once protected him? Part 1. If you love Naruto fanfics, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the journey with me. So, let's start the fanfic. Flames swallowed Konoha's walls, screams echoed through the shattered streets. The sky, once calm and blue, was now blackened with smoke and ash. And at the center of it all, Naruto Uzumaki stood alone, bleeding, breathing heavily, staring at the ruins of the village he had sworn to protect. He had given everything. Years of battles, friendships lost, shoulders burdened with expectations bigger than any one person could bear. But in the end, even the greatest Hokage couldn't save everyone. Naruto, run. A voice, fading, familiar, warm. Kakashi's voice. Then darkness, silence, and the crushing truth. He failed. Failed his villages. Failed his friends. Failed the people who once protected him when he was just a loud, lonely boy seeking acknowledgement. He fell to his knees. Why? Even after everything, why wasn't I enough? The world around him dissolved into pure void. No sound, no pain, no time, only a suffocating nothingness. And then, a heartbeat, another, and a voice, deep, ancient, compassionate. Naruto, one last chance. The void shook. Golden light wrapped around him, warm like a memory. You protected them for your entire life, the voice continued. Now, go back, return to the moment when they protected you. Before the world fractured, before your burdens became chains. Naruto's breath caught. Time was being offered to him. Not as a weapon, but as mercy. For them, Naruto whispered. For my people, for my precious people. The light intensified. Return. Rewrite everything. Save the ones who saved you. And then, a blinding flash. A pull. A fall. A rebirth. Naruto snapped awake, gasping. Green grass. Warm sunlight. The gentle sound of birds. He sat up sharply. This was. No, it couldn't be. But it was. Training Ground 3. The old place. The beginning of everything. His hands shook as he stared at them. Small, young, scarless. He touched his face. Round cheeks, whisker marks sharp, skin unweathered. His heart hammered. I'm a kid again. Quote. His chakra. Still monstrous, still vast, still the vortex of a grown Hokage. But his body. Back to the days when he was just an academy reject. He swallowed hard. What the hell, it actually worked. A sudden voice snapped him out of his daze. Oi! Naruto, what are you doing sleeping here? Naruto froze. He knew that voice. He knew it too well. He turned, slowly, and there she was. Iruka-sensei. Alive. Smiling. Young. Not the worn, bloodied vision he had last seen in the burning future. Naruto's throat tightened unbearably. Iruka-sensei. Iruka frowned. You feeling okay? You look like you just saw a ghost. Quote. Naruto couldn't help it. He stood up and grabbed the man in a tight, desperate embrace. Iruka stiffened. Hey, Naruto, what's gotten into you? Naruto's voice cracked. I'm home. Iruka blinked, confused, but he placed a steady hand on Naruto's back. Of course you're home, Naruto. This is your village. Naruto closed his eyes. Yes, his village. His people, his memories, his failures, and now, his second chance. Determination ignited. He looked at the sky, clear and hopeful. If time sent me back, he whispered, then I'll protect every single person who ever protected me. Iruka, Kakashi, Sakura, Sasuke, Granny Tsunade, Shikamaru, Hinata, everyone. No more regrets. No more sacrifices. No more graves. He balled his fists. Just wait, everyone. This time, I won't let anything happen to you. He wasn't the same reckless child anymore. He was a Hokage in a boy's body. And the world had no idea what was coming. Naruto's heartbeat thundered as he followed Iruka toward the academy. With every step, memories collided. Kids running in the hallways. The chalk smell. The dusty blackboard. The shouts of laughter. The loneliness he once carried here. He knew every brick, every corner, every scar this building carried, because he had lived them all. But now it was different. This time, he wasn't the outcast stumbling through his childhood. He was a warrior who had faced gods. A Hokage who had commanded armies. A man who had buried friends with his own shaking hands. His body might have shrunk, but his soul was enormous. Too enormous for this small world that hadn't yet broken. Naruto stepped into the academy classroom. The room froze. Dozens of young faces stared at him, some curious, some annoyed, some whispering behind their hands. He remembered this moment. He remembered the exact feeling of being the nuisance kid. Quote, the brat who no one respected. The boy they all avoided. Naruto felt a sting, not of pain, but of recognition. Iruka clapped his hands. All right everyone, quiet down. Go to your seats. Naruto slowly walked to the back row. His desk, his chair, his carved initials on the wood. NU, made by a lonely boy trying to prove he existed. He touched it, and something inside him softened. It's really the past, a whisper only he could hear. Then came the voices. Kiba smirked, leaning toward Shino. Look, the dead last is back. Naruto didn't react. He had fought Madara. He had faced Jigen. He had battled gods who tore space apart. Kiba's teasing was nothing. But his silence made Kiba blink. Oi, Naruto, you good? Naruto smiled kindly. The same boyish grin, but underneath it, an ocean of maturity the kids couldn't see. Better than ever, Kiba. Quote, Kiba jerked slightly. Shino tilted his head, feeling something odd. Even Hinata, quiet, shy, hiding behind her hair, looked up at Naruto with wide lavender eyes. And her heart skipped. This Naruto felt different. Warmer, calmer, stronger. She didn't know it yet. But the Hokage inside the boy recognized her instantly, and his chest tightened. Hinata, the girl who died protecting him in another life. The girl who loved him silently until her final breath. Naruto's gaze softened. Hinata, it's good to see you. Her face turned a deep shade of red. Hi. She nearly fainted. Naruto chuckled softly. Then the classroom door slid open. Sasuke Uchiha walked in, hands in pockets, expression cold, eyes sharp, presence intimidating even at this age. Naruto's breath hitched. This Sasuke was untouched by grief, untouched by hatred, untouched by manipulation, untouched by the massacre's truth. A version of Sasuke that had long vanished in Naruto's original timeline. Naruto felt emotions slam into him like a wave. His brother, his rival, his other half, the person he lost over and over again. The person he dragged back from darkness with blood, tears, and endless battles. And here he was, a boy, not a broken avenger. Sasuke narrowed his eyes at Naruto. TCH, what are you staring at, Dobe? Quote, Naruto didn't smile arrogantly like before. He didn't argue. He didn't shout. Instead, he looked at Sasuke gently. The way a man looks at someone he once lost. I'm just glad you're here, team. Sasuke froze. Because that tone, that warmth, that familiarity, it was something he had never heard from Naruto before. What's wrong with you? Sasuke muttered, frowning. Naruto smirked. You'll understand someday. Quote, Sasuke clicked his tongue and walked past him. But Naruto caught a faint, confused look in his eyes. A seed was planted. Their bond, this time, would not break. Not under Naruto's watch. Iruka began teaching, but Naruto barely heard. Academy lectures felt distant, too simple for a mind that had commanded the 4th Division, strategized against Otsutsuki, and mastered both Sage Mode and Kurama's chakra. But he watched. He observed everything. The cracks in the future. The seeds of betrayals. The moments that once spiraled into tragedy. Every timeline mistake was standing here, alive and fixable. Sasuke's loneliness. Hinata's lack of confidence. Shikamaru's early pressure. Sakura's self-doubt. Kiba's misguided pride. Neji's cursed destiny. Lee's anxiety. Choji's insecurities. Kakashi's internal grief. Tsunade's fear. Jiraiya's looming death. Pain's rise. Obito's tragedy. Madara's manipulation. Kurama's suffering. Naruto felt a fire ignite in his chest. I'll rewrite every path. I'll protect every single one of you. Even if fate tries to stop me. Lunchtime arrived. Kids rushed out. The academy was filled with chatter. Naruto walked alone to the old tree outside, his usual spot. But this time, loneliness didn't follow him. He folded his legs under the shade and closed his eyes briefly. He could feel it. Kurama's chakra deep inside, dormant but still there. The fox wasn't dead here. The bond was still alive. A tear slid down Naruto's cheek. Kurama, you're still with me. The ground trembled faintly, as if something ancient stirred inside him. A shadow fell over him. Naruto opened his eyes. Sasuke stood there, hands still in pockets, brows furrowed. What's your deal today? Naruto smiled. You worried about me? Sasuke's eye twitched, as if. Naruto patted the ground beside him. Sit. Sasuke blinked. Why, sir, I'm not alone. Sasuke scoffed. You're always alone, Dobe. Naruto's eyes softened. I won't be. Not anymore. Something in Sasuke's chest tightened, something he didn't understand. But he sat down, not because Naruto asked, but because a strange warmth tugged him forward. Hinata watched this from afar. Shikamaru narrowed his eyes. Choji blinked. Something was changing. Something big. The day ended. Kids walked home laughing. But Naruto didn't go home immediately. Instead, he stood in the middle of the village. Eyes closed. Heart full. The breeze felt like a whisper from the future. And Naruto made a vow again. Louder this time, fiercer, unbreakable. I'll protect all of you. The ones who protected me when I had nothing. This time, none of you will die. Not Sasuke. Not Hinata. Not Kakashi. Not anyone. He looked at the Hokage monument. The faces of heroes who weren't yet burdened by loss. I'll rewrite destiny. The sun dipped below the horizon. And Naruto's second life truly began. Evening settled over Konoha like a warm blanket. Children ran home laughing. Shops began closing. Street lanterns flickered to life one by one, glowing like tiny stars scattered through the village. Naruto walked slowly through it all, taking in every detail, as if he were looking at a world that had once died in front of him. Because he had watched Konoha burn. He had watched these streets filled with corpses and smoke. He had held dying hands, listened to final breaths, buried friends with shaking hands. And now, everything was clean, alive, peaceful. Naruto's chest tightened painfully. I got it all back. He wasn't going to waste this miracle. Naruto went straight to Ichiraku Ramen. The curtain fluttered. Warm light spilled out. That familiar aroma, rich broth, fresh noodles, wrapped around him like the embrace of a long-lost friend. Naruto pushed the curtain aside. And there they were, Tsuki, Ayami, alive, young, smiling. Two people who protected him when no one else did. People who fed him when the village rejected him. People who gave him warmth when he had nothing. Naruto's breath hitched. His eyes stung. Ayami turned with her usual cheerful grin. Oh, Naruto, you're early today. Naruto froze. His throat tightened. Ayami, the big sister he never had. Killed in the future when Konoha fell. He sat down slowly, afraid that if he blinked, even once, they would vanish. Tsuki leaned forward. What'll it be, kiddo? The usual. Naruto nodded, trying to swallow the knot in his throat. Why yeah, the usual. Quote, the broth simmered. Chopped vegetables hit the pot. Noodles lifted, soft and steaming. Ayami slid the bowl in front of him. Eat well, Naruto. Naruto stared at the ramen. Perfect, comforting, home. He whispered so softly even the night barely heard. I missed this. He brought the noodles to his lips. And the first bite broke him. Tears welled in his eyes. Fell silently. Hit the counter one by one. Ayami gasped. Naruto. What happened? Naruto wiped his face quickly and forced a smile. Sorry, I'm just really happy today. Tsuki stared quietly. He saw more than Naruto realized. He'd always been the kind of man who didn't ask questions when someone was hurting, but always understood. Well then, Tsuki said gently, eat as much as you like. Tonight, it's on the house. Naruto's heart cracked again. Thank you, Tsuki Oyaji, Ayami, thank you for everything. Ayami blinked in confusion. You're acting weird today. Naruto smiled, soft, warm, aged. Just appreciating what I have. After eating, Naruto walked home under moonlight. The streets were quiet. Lanterns glowed softly. The Hokage monument stood tall above it all. And Naruto's thoughts shifted toward a man who meant the world to him. The third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, the first person to protect him. The man who watched over him silently. The man who held him as a baby after his parents died. The man Naruto once blamed, but later understood more deeply than anyone. In the future, Hiruzen died protecting the village from Orochimaru. Naruto clenched his fists. This time, you won't die alone. He would protect the Hokage too. One by one, he would protect them all. Naruto reached his apartment door. He stepped inside, and froze. The small room was exactly how he remembered. A broken clock on the wall. A tiny bed, scattered clothes, the old cracked window, a leaking sink, a dusty table where he used to eat alone. A home filled with loneliness. Naruto walked in slowly, touching the walls, the furniture, the chipped paint. He whispered, I lived here, all alone, for so long. He remembered crying silently into his pillow. Remembered nights where he screamed into darkness. Remembered wishing, just once, for someone to care. Now, he knew better. He had people, lifelong bonds, a family made by heart. But this child version of him didn't. Naruto felt a burning resolve rise. I'll change this. Kids shouldn't grow up like this. I won't let anyone feel what I felt. He went to the mirror. A young boy stared back. Bright blue eyes, messy blonde hair, whisker marks, innocence. But behind that reflection, Naruto could see the man he had become. The Hokage, the protector, the survivor. He placed his hand on the mirror. I'll fix everything, for both of us. Night deepened. Naruto sat cross-legged on the floor. Hands resting on his knees. Breathing steady, eyes closed. He reached deep, into his soul, into the darkness, into the cage, into Kurama. Chains rattled. A deep growl echoed. Fiery eyes opened, massive, ancient, furious. Kurama, alive. The future's last memory of him had been sacrificed. Kurama fading away in Naruto's arms. And now, you again, Kurama growled, voice shaking the seal. Naruto smiled softly. Yeah, I'm back. Kurama snarled. You smell different, older, stronger, what did you do, brat? Naruto stepped closer to the bars. I came back, to protect everyone. Including you. Quote. Kurama's eyes widened, almost imperceptibly. Naruto's voice softened. You died, in my arms. And that pain never left me. Kurama blinked slowly, not angry now, but confused, watching, listening. Naruto whispered, this time, we'll live our full lives together. For the first time, the mighty Nine Tails didn't reply with rage. He lowered his head slightly. HMPH, which, for Kurama, meant, welcome back. Next morning arrived. Naruto woke early, before sunrise. He wasn't the same boy who overslept and rushed everywhere. He was different now, disciplined, focused, battle-hardened. He washed up, tied his headband carefully, and stepped out into the crisp morning air. Children walked toward the academy, laughing. Naruto followed, but his mind was miles ahead. He was already planning how to stop Orochimaru, how to save the Uchiha clan, how to protect Jiraiya, how to prevent Pain's tragedy, how to free Neji, how to protect Gaara, how to ensure the Fourth Great War never happens. This time, he would dismantle every threat before it bloomed. At the academy, everyone watched him differently. Whispers spread. Naruto wasn't loud today. He wasn't hyperactive. He wasn't pulling pranks. He walked with confidence, quiet strength, a calmness no child his age should have. Shikamaru muttered, something's off about Naruto, he's smarter. Choji blinked. He feels warm, but strong. Sakura tilted her head. He's grown up. Even Sasuke kept glancing at him from the corner of his eye, as if trying to decode a new rival he didn't understand. Naruto simply took his seat and breathed deeply. Today was the day Kakashi became their sensei. The day Team 7 would form again. But this time, Naruto wouldn't let anything break them apart. Not loss, not hatred, not destiny. Team 7 would stay united. Forever. The classroom door opened, and in a swirl of leaves, Kakashi Hatake appeared. Alive, young, untouched by war. Naruto's heart exploded. Kakashi's single eye scanned the room lazily, and locked onto Naruto. Something flickered in that eye. Recognition, curiosity, or a sense that something immense had changed. Naruto smiled softly from his seat. Kakashi-sensei, this time, I'll protect you too. And with that promise, Part 1 continues further when you say, continue Part 1 maximum words. Main Agla 4000 plus words Kar Scene Turant Shuru Kar Dunga. Team 7 formation, Bell's test, Naruto's changed strategies, and his first steps to rewrite destiny. The masked figure moved silently through the dim forest, the red cloud on his cloak faintly visible whenever the moon broke through the branches. Naruto kept his breath slow, controlled, but inside his heart thundered. Akatsuki, here, this early, this wasn't supposed to happen. In the original timeline, Akatsuki didn't move openly until much later. Their scouts never came this close to the village so soon. But now, Naruto's return had disturbed the waters. Enemies were moving early. Threats were approaching sooner. The man stopped on a tall branch. Naruto could finally see the outline clearly, tall, slim, a porcelain mask covering his face. Not Itachi, not Kisame, someone else, someone unknown. That was even more terrifying. The figure whispered into a small ceiling orb. The Jinchuriki is displaying abnormal growth, possibly due to internal awakening. Increased surveillance. We cannot lose him. Naruto's fists clenched so tight his knuckles cracked. Internal awakening. Are they talking about Kurama? Or did they sense something far worse, that his chakra maturity felt like that of a grown shinobi? He moved forward a step, and the masked man instantly turned his head. Naruto froze. Those hidden eyes locked onto Naruto's position through the trees. He sensed me. Naruto's heart skipped. The man raised a hand, silent, slow, deadly, preparing a jutsu. Naruto whispered, "No, not here, not near the village." He flashed away with body flicker, far deeper into the forest, forcing the Akatsuki scout to follow him away from Konoha. Branches snapped. Wind howled. Naruto's blonde hair whipped behind him as he leapt through the night, Kurama's chakra flickering around him. In controlled sparks. Behind him, a quiet blur. The masked man was matching his speed. Naruto landed in an open clearing and turned sharply. "I don't know who you are." His voice was low, calm, eerily mature. "But you're not laying a hand on this village." The masked figure appeared on the opposite end of the clearing, his cloak fluttering. For a moment, they stood in silence. "Masked man, you are nothing like the reports. You are older." Naruto felt a cold shiver. They knew, not everything, not the truth, but they sensed something was wrong. He forced a smirk. "Naruto, guess your reports are trash then." The masked figure didn't respond. Instead, he whispered, "Let's test how abnormal you've become." He raised his hand, and the entire clearing darkened as black chakra swirled. Naruto recognized the technique instantly. Shadow Paralysis Bind, a technique stolen from someone, or modified by the Akatsuki. Naruto leapt back, but the shadows lengthened unnaturally, chasing him like living snakes. He slammed a palm on the ground. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. Quote, bang. Dozens of clones exploded into existence, scattering in every direction. The shadow tendrils chased each one, splitting apart, losing focus. Naruto burst forward through the distraction. Rasengan formed instantly in his hand, faster than any academy student could ever perform. The masked man lifted his arm, blocking the blow with a reinforced chakra barrier. The Rasengan didn't break it, but it did crack it. The man slid back 2 meters. He paused. Then he whispered, almost intrigued. "You are dangerous." Naruto lowered his stance, his feet digging into the dirt. "Naruto, you have no idea." The masked man tilted his head. "Konoha will burn one day. Your power won't stop what's coming. Fate cannot be rewritten. Naruto's eyes glowed, Kurama's energy swirling like wildfire. Watch me. A sudden spike of chakra erupted, so sharp it cut through the trees like a blade. Even the masked man took a half step back. The ground trembled. Leaves rose from the dirt. The air thickened like a storm was forming around Naruto. And then, a powerful chakra burst pulsed out, a signal flare. The masked man stiffened. From the west, multiple Anbu signatures were approaching with blinding speed. He couldn't stay. He knew it. This timeline has become interesting. And with a space warp twist, his form distorted, and he disappeared into thin air. Naruto stared at the empty clearing. His breath fogged in the cold night air. His hands trembled, not from fear, but from rage. They're already coming for the village. They're already coming for me. He looked toward Konoha, lights glowing faintly in the distance. Iruka, Hinata, Kakashi, Hokage-sama, all the people who once protected him. Now he had returned to protect them. And the war had officially begun. The forest was still trembling with the aftershock of Naruto's chakra burst. Leaves slowly drifted down like green snow. The air still hummed with leftover energy, vibrating faintly against Naruto's skin. He stood in the ruined clearing, chest rising and falling, heart pounding with a mixture of fury and fear. Not fear for himself, fear for the village. For the first time since returning to the past, Naruto felt it fully. He was no longer living in the same timeline. He had changed it, and something else was changing it too. And now enemies were moving early. Too early. Fire Anbu arrive, and they're shocked. In a blur of shadows, 4 Anbu operatives landed around Naruto. Wolf mask, hawk mask, cat mask, weasel mask, weapons drawn, combat stance, searching for threat. But the clearing was empty, except for a 12-year-old boy standing in the center, surrounded by splintered trees and torn earth. Cat Anbu, what happened here? We detected a massive chakra burst. Hawk Anbu, and unknown chakra signatures, strong ones. Their masks turned toward Naruto. Wolf stepped forward. Wolf Anbu, Uzumaki Naruto, explain. Naruto didn't like being interrogated, especially by Anbu who, in his past life, often monitored him from the shadows, but he stayed calm, mature, controlled. Naruto, there was an intruder, strong, skilled, wearing a cloak with red clouds. The Anbu stiffened. He continued. He was scouting the village. I intercepted him. We fought. Then he escaped. A heavy silence fell. The Anbu exchanged sharp looks. Cat whispered urgently to Wolf. Cat Anbu. Red clouds, that matches the description of Wolf Anbu. Impossible. They shouldn't appear for years. Naruto kept a straight face, even though the disbelief made his stomach twist. Hawk Anbu. You expect us to believe you fought someone like that? Naruto lifted his chin. Look around you. The Anbu hesitated, then finally examined the clearing. Deep craters. Trees sliced cleanly in half by pure chakra. Shadow-bind scorch marks. Residual traces of high-level space warp energy. This wasn't something a kid could create. Even elite Chunin couldn't do this. Wolf-masked Anbu stepped closer to Naruto. Naruto could feel the man's gaze through the mask, sharp, analyzing. Wolf Anbu, quietly. You are not the same boy we have been watching for years. Naruto's pulse spiked for a second. Had he been caught? But then, Wolf, you've grown stronger. That's good. Konoha needs strong shinobi. Naruto gave a small nod, relieved. They didn't suspect the truth, just a sudden power leap. Fire Hokage summons Naruto immediately. Within minutes, Naruto was escorted to the Hokage Tower. Sarutobi Hiruzen was waiting for him, pipe unlit, hands clasped tightly, eyes far sharper than usual. The third Hokage rarely showed fear. Tonight, Naruto could sense that he was hiding it. The old man looked at him carefully. Hiruzen, tell me everything. Naruto repeated the events, leaving out only 2 things. 1. The masked man sensing his maturity. 2. The fact that Naruto held future knowledge. But even with half the truth, Hiruzen's expression grew heavy. He rubbed his forehead as if a massive headache had struck him. Hiruzen, this is bad, Very bad. If the Akatsuki are moving already, the balance of the shinobi world will collapse. Naruto swallowed hard. Naruto, we can stop them, but we have to act before they act. Quote, Hiruzen looked up, surprised by the maturity in Naruto's voice. For a long moment, neither spoke. Finally, the Hokage leaned back, exhaling deeply. Hiruzen, you remind me so much of your father tonight. It frightens me. Naruto froze. Sarutobi rarely mentioned Minato openly. Naruto bowed his head. Naruto, I'll protect this village, old man. I won't let anyone take away what we have. A small sad smile appeared on Hiruzen's lips. Hiruzen, you say that, just like he once did. But then Hiruzen's face turned stern. Hiruzen, from this moment, no one is to know what you encountered. We cannot allow the village to panic. Naruto understood completely. Mass panic would weaken morale. Villages would fear another war. Enemies would use that fear. Naruto, understood. But Hokage-sama, I need access to higher level training. Hiruzen raised an eyebrow. Naruto continued. If the enemy is coming early, I can't afford to train like a normal student. Hiruzen studied him quietly. He saw maturity, determination, wisdom far beyond Naruto's age. Something had changed, deeply, violently, permanently. Finally, Hiruzen, I will assign you a special instructor. Naruto blinked. Who? Anbu, a Jonin. Hiruzen stood and walked to the window. Hiruzen, you will train, under Kakashi Hatake. Naruto didn't react, but inside, his heart warmed. Sensei, friend, big brother, father figure, someone Naruto trusted more than almost anyone. Perfect. Hiruzen wasn't done. Hiruzen, and one more thing. He stepped closer, his voice dropping. Hiruzen, be careful, Naruto. If the Akatsuki are interested in you now, they may not be the only ones. New moon midnight, in the hidden roots of the village. Deep underground, behind sealed tunnels and forbidden chambers. Danzo Shimura sat in silence. A root operative knelt before him. Root Anbu, Lord Danzo, there has been an incident. Danzo didn't look up. Danzo, speak. Root Anbu, a child, Uzumaki Naruto, released a chakra pulse comparable to an adult Jonin. It disrupted our monitoring seals. Danzo's fingers tightened on his cane. A dangerous spark lit in his singular eye. Danzo, so the weapon sharpens itself early. The Anbu swallowed. Root Anbu, Lord Danzo, what are your orders? Quote, Danzo finally looked up, his voice cold as winter steel. Danzo, observe, for now, but if the boy continues to grow at this rate. A chilling pause. Danzo, we will intervene. Crescent moon. Meanwhile, Naruto walks home alone. Night had deepened. The streets of Konoha glowed softly with lantern light. Shadows stretched long across the ground. Naruto walked slowly, mind spinning. Akatsuki. Danzo. The altered timeline. The early attacks. It was happening faster than he expected. Too fast. He stopped in the middle of the street, looking up at the moon. I came back to protect everyone. But it feels like the whole world is trying to stop me. Quote, the wind blew cold across his face. He closed his eyes. Inside him, Kurama stirred. A low rumbling voice echoed. Kurama, you thought changing fate would be easy, brat. A dry huff. Fate doesn't break without fighting back. Quote, Naruto smirked slightly. Naruto, good, then let it fight. His eyes burned with fierce resolve. I'm not losing anyone again. Sunrise dawn, the first step toward war. The next morning, Naruto woke before sunrise. No clownish attitude, no sleepy laziness. He dressed silently, tied his forehead protector with focused precision, and stepped out into the crisp morning air. Today was different. Today was the beginning, because today, he would train under Kakashi Hatake. But secretly, very secretly, he would begin preparing for a war nobody else knew was coming. Naruto looked at the waking village, the one he loved so fiercely it hurt. I'll protect you all, a whisper carried on the morning breeze. I swear it, and with that, Naruto walked toward Training Ground 7, where destiny was waiting for him again. The sun was only a thin golden line on the horizon when Naruto arrived at Training Ground 7. The morning air was crisp, carrying the scent of fresh dew and leaves. The field was empty, quiet, untouched by the chaos of the previous night. Naruto stood at the center of the clearing, hands in his pockets, eyes sharp. He remembered every tree, every rock, every blade of grass. This was where Team 7's life began. Where bonds were formed, where lessons were learned, where he had laughed, cried, fought, lost, and rebuilt. This place held memories that both healed him, and haunted him. And now he was back, stronger, older inside, determined to shape a different future. Behind him, a familiar voice drifted lazily through the morning fog. "You're early." Naruto didn't turn. A small smile tugged at his lips. "Naruto, so are you, Kakashi-sensei." A swirl of leaves gathered behind him, and Kakashi materialized in his usual relaxed pose, orange book in hand, headband covering one eye, posture deceptively casual. But Naruto noticed something others would miss: the tension in his shoulders, the way he scanned the perimeter, the slight crease between his brows. Kakashi was wary. He felt something had changed. "Kakashi, Hokage-sama informed me about your encounter." His voice wasn't mocking. It wasn't lazy. It was serious. Naruto turned to face him fully. "Naruto, it wasn't a normal enemy. And it wasn't a normal day." Quote. Kakashi closed his book slowly, almost ritualistically, and slipped it into his pocket. That alone told Naruto how serious this meeting was. Kakashi didn't put aside his book unless the situation demanded absolute focus. Kakashi walked closer, stopping just a few feet away, studying Naruto's face. "Kakashi, you're different. Your eyes feel older." Naruto didn't flinch. "Naruto, I've had to grow up faster than others." Quote. Kakashi's visible eye softened only slightly, but Naruto saw it. Concern, recognition, resignation. "Kakashi, a shinobi who carries too much too early usually breaks." He paused. "But you didn't. That's why I'm taking you seriously." Naruto gave a small, appreciative nod. Fire Kakashi begins Naruto's secret training. Kakashi clapped his hands once, loudly. "Kakashi, alright, Naruto. I'm not treating you like an academy student. Not anymore." Naruto braced himself. And then Kakashi said the words Naruto had waited to hear for a lifetime. "From today onward, I'm training you as if you were already a genin. Sometimes even as a chunin." Quote. A fierce, hot pride burned in Naruto's chest. Kakashi continued. "We're starting with chakra control, taijutsu corrections, and combat reading. If enemies like the one you faced appear again, you must survive." Quote. Naruto smirked. "Naruto, I plan to do more than survive." Kakashi chuckled under his breath. "Kakashi, I figured you'd say something like that." Then suddenly, his expression sharpened. "Kakashi, let's begin." Fire training session. Kakashi tests him. Without warning, Kakashi flicked a kunai straight at Naruto's forehead. Naruto moved instantly. A half step, a twist. Kunai passes by harmlessly. Kakashi didn't speak. He threw another, then 5 in rapid succession. Naruto dodged all of them with fluid, controlled movements. No panic, no wasted steps. Kakashi's brow lifted slightly. Naruto was moving like someone trained by war. Not a child. But Kakashi pushed harder. He appeared behind Naruto in a blur, silent, fast, deadly. A classic assassination angle. Naruto didn't turn. He simply ducked. Kakashi's hand passed over his head. Naruto swept his leg sideways. Kakashi hopped back, impressed. "Kakashi, you react like you've been fighting shinobi for years." Naruto smiled subtly. "Naruto, I've had practice." Kakashi didn't ask what that meant. But he was analyzing every detail. Every movement, every reflex, every breath. Kakashi was reading him like a book, and Naruto knew it. But that was fine. Soon Kakashi would trust him fully. Soon Naruto would tell him some of the truth. But not yet. Not until he stopped Danzo. Not until Itachi was safe. Not until Sasuke's future was secure. Closing parenthesis. Fire Kakashi's test intensifies. Kakashi vanished again. FWOOM. Leaves exploded in all directions. A shadow appeared behind Naruto. A palm strike. Naruto blocked with his forearm. Another strike. Naruto sidestepped. A sweep. Naruto flipped back. The two blurred across the field, teacher versus student, but nothing about their clash looked like a kid fighting an adult. Naruto moved like a veteran. Kakashi moved like an assassin testing prey. Finally Kakashi landed gracefully on a branch, arms crossed. He studied Naruto with a seriousness he rarely showed anyone. Kakashi, you're hiding things. Quote, Naruto didn't deny it, he simply stared back. Kakashi continued, but whatever you're hiding, it's pushing you to get stronger. He sighed softly. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Naruto's chest loosened. Kakashi trusted him, even without full answers. Kakashi, very well, I'll train you, seriously. Fire Kakashi reveals a forbidden tool. Kakashi pulled out a scroll Naruto recognized instantly. A chakra nature scroll. This wasn't supposed to happen yet. Not until much later. Kakashi held it out. Naruto blinked. Naruto, you're giving me this already. Kakashi nodded. Kakashi, last night showed me something. You're attracting danger early. Quote, he tapped the scroll. To survive future attacks, you need to unlock your nature transformation. Naruto swallowed. He knew his nature, wind release. A rare, powerful affinity. A perfect counter to lightning uses. A perfect tool for future battles. Naruto took the scroll. His fingers trembled. This one scroll had changed his life in the original timeline. It was the first step toward Rasen Shuriken. The first step toward mastery. The first step toward becoming stronger than any Hokage before him. But this time, he would master it much earlier. Fire Kakashi warns Naruto. As Naruto opened the scroll, Kakashi spoke quietly. Kakashi, be careful who you trust, Naruto. Naruto froze. Those words weren't casual. They were a warning. A specific warning. Kakashi continued. There are people in this village, who might see your power as a threat. Quote, Naruto's heartbeat slowed. He knew who Kakashi meant. Danzo. Kakashi didn't say the name. He didn't need to. Naruto nodded slowly. Naruto, I know. Kakashi studied him again, this time more intensely. Kakashi, you really do, don't you? Naruto didn't answer. Silence was answer enough. Fire training begins, real training. Kakashi stepped back and raised two fingers. Kakashi, show me your chakra nature. Now. Naruto inhaled, closed his eyes, and focused. His chakra surged, stable, controlled, mature. Kakashi felt it. His eye widened. This kid's chakra flow. It was like watching a grown shinobi restraining a storm. Naruto released a small burst. The leaves in his hand sliced cleanly in half. Wind release. Kakashi, so it really is wind. Just like your father. Naruto didn't react outwardly, but inside, something hurt. Hearing Minato's name always hit him differently. Kakashi stepped closer. Kakashi, then let's shape that wind. Let's sharpen it until it can cut fate itself. Naruto lifted his head. Naruto, that's exactly what I intend to do. Quote, Fire but far away, someone else was watching. On a distant tree, hidden by perfect genjutsu, a crow perched silently. Its black eyes glowed faintly. Someone was observing. Someone who recognized Naruto's sudden growth. Someone who had returned to Konoha secretly. Uchiha Itachi. The crow blinked. Then Itachi's voice echoed through the summon. Itachi. Naruto Uzumaki. What exactly are you becoming? Itachi's presence was unknown to Kakashi. Unknown to the Anbu. Unknown to the Hokage. But Naruto had unknowingly shaken the quiet balance of destiny. Itachi could feel it. The world was no longer following its script. And Naruto was at the center of the storm. Naruto shut the creaking door of his tiny apartment behind him. The familiar metallic click echoed through the silent room, and for a moment he simply stood there, motionless, breathing slow, eyes sweeping across the cramped space he once called home. Peeling walls, a wobbly bed, a cracked mirror, empty instant ramen cups stacked on the table. This room, These memories, this loneliness, he had forgotten how small everything used to be. How lonely he used to be. How desperately he wished someone, anyone, would come knocking just to say, good night, or, good job, or simply, you matter. Naruto sat on the bed, elbows on his knees, staring at the wooden floor. Everything starts here, he whispered to himself. Not in the Hokage office. Not during the war. Not at Jiraiya's side. Not at the Valley of the End. No, everything began right here, in this little apartment, with a loud, stubborn, unwanted boy who learned to pretend he didn't care. But now he did care. Because this time he knew exactly how precious everything was. And how easily it could all disappear. Naruto opened his hand, chakra swirling faintly. It was overwhelming. Even in this small, young body, his chakra reserves were monstrous, decades of training condensed into a vessel far too small to handle it properly. He would have to be careful. If he used too much power openly, he'd draw questions he wasn't ready to answer. Especially from the village elders, and Danzo. Naruto's jaw tightened at the thought of him. That bastard isn't getting anywhere near Sasuke, or any kid, ever again, he muttered. He would stop Root. Stop the manipulation. Stop the poison that crawled through Konoha's darkest corners. But not yet. No mistakes this time, I'll do everything step by step. This wasn't just about battles. It was about politics, timing, relationships. He needed to build trust early. He needed allies. He needed to be stronger, smarter, faster. And most importantly, he needed to save people before tragedy reached them. Knock, knock. Naruto froze. His breath stopped, because he recognized the voice outside the door before it even spoke. Oi, Naruto, it's dinner time, open up. Naruto's heart slammed against his ribs. That voice, impossible but real. Naruto stood so fast the bed creaked under him. He walked toward the door, hand trembling, breath shaking. He opened it, and there he was, Iruka-sensei, holding a bag of hot food, smiling warmly, clueless to the storm raging inside Naruto's chest. Naruto, you skipped lunch again, didn't you? You have to take your health seri. He didn't finish, because Naruto wrapped his arms around him in a crushing hug. Iruka stiffened. Hey, what's gotten into you today? Quote, Naruto didn't answer. He couldn't. He just held him tighter. As if afraid the man would vanish like the smoke of the burning future he had left behind. Iruka-sensei, thank you, Naruto whispered, voice trembling. Iruka blinked, baffled. I barely did anything. You did more than you know, Naruto whispered. His throat tightened painfully. Iruka was one of the first people to protect him. To believe in him. To stand by him. And Naruto had seen him die in that future. Burned under the rubble while shielding 2 children with his own body. Not again. Never again. Come on, Iruka said gently, patting Naruto's back, let's eat before it gets cold. Quote, Naruto smiled slightly. Yeah, Inside the apartment, Iruka set the food on the table and sighed. Naruto, are you sure you're okay? You're acting different. Naruto sat across from him, eyes steady. I'm fine. I'm just grateful. Iruka raised a brow. You, grateful? Did someone hit your head with a training log? Naruto chuckled genuinely, but it faded as he looked at Iruka's face. He remembered every wrinkle, every scar he had seen in the older Iruka. The tiredness in his eyes. The bitterness he carried from losing so many students in the war. But this Iruka was younger. Still hopeful. Still full of life. I won't let anything happen to you, Naruto whispered under his breath. Nothing. Just saying I'll work harder so you can depend on me. Iruka smiled proudly. That's the Naruto I know. Naruto's resolve hardened. After dinner, Iruka left, still confused but smiling. Naruto cleaned up and moved to the middle of the room. The window let in moonlight, silver and cold. This body is small, but the spirit inside it isn't. He formed a seal with one hand, perfect, smooth, flawless. His chakra surged. A tornado of power spiraled around him, shaking the room. But Naruto clenched his fists and forced it down, compressing, refining, stabilizing. First step, Control this insane chakra. Quote, he entered Sage mode in less than 3 seconds. The room trembled. He let it fade. Next, his hands flashed through seals, faster than his body could comfortably handle, but he pushed through the pain. Shadow Clone. Rasengan. Wind Release. Tailed Beast Chakra, very lightly. Sealing Jutsu. Barrier Formation. Uzumaki Chains, thin, but present. Each one came effortlessly. Each one made him stronger. Each one reminded him. This time, he wasn't helpless. This time, he wasn't alone. This time, he wasn't a boy learning from the world. He was a Hokage correcting it. Then Naruto sensed something. A presence outside his window. Sneaky. Silent. Naruto didn't turn. He didn't have to. He recognized that chakra instantly. Cold. Calculating. Hungry. Root. More specifically, a young Sai. Naruto hid his killing intent and simply smiled. So, Danzo sent someone to watch me already. Sai moved closer, silently observing him from the rooftop. Naruto's eyes sharpened. In the future, Sai had become one of Naruto's closest allies. A brother, a comrade he trusted with his life. But right now, he was rude, emotionless, brainwashed, controlled. I'll free you, Naruto whispered quietly. All of you. Sai's presence vanished into the night. Naruto closed his eyes. So it begins. Outside the village walls, something stirred. A masked figure stood in the trees, watching Konoha from afar. His Sharingan glowed. Interesting, the man murmured. I can sense something different in you, Naruto Uzumaki. He tilted his head. Did the timeline tremble? His mask gleamed under the moonlight. Obito Uchiha smirked. This child might be a problem. Quote, deep within the forest, Obito's Sharingan flickered. The moonlight cut through the branches, illuminating his mask. His breath was calm, but his thoughts raced. Something's changed in him, he murmured. He had observed Naruto before, 12 years old, clumsy, predictable, loud. But the boy he sensed tonight. His chakra was refined, controlled, an ocean held behind glass. And that was impossible. Obito stepped back into the shadows. Madara will want to know about this. The forest swallowed him whole. Back in Naruto's apartment, Naruto sat cross-legged, staring at the moon. He could still sense Sai's fading chakra trail. He could feel root scouts near the rooftops, slithering in silence like insects. And beyond that, something else. A presence he remembered all too well. A chill. A distortion in space. Kamui, he whispered. So Obito was already watching Konoha. In the original timeline, Naruto didn't encounter Obito this early. Not until much later, after countless deaths, betrayals, and revelations. But now, I'm drawing attention way too fast. Quote, he exhaled slowly. He had to play a careful game now. Too strong, and enemies would move early. Too weak, and he wouldn't change anything. He needed balance. He needed to control the timeline, not shatter it. Naruto's mind began stitching a plan. 1. Protect the third Hokage early. Danzo would not get any openings. Not with Naruto watching him closely. 2. Secure Sasuke before Itachi and Tobi could push him down the dark path. 3. Prevent Gaara's capture, and end the Akatsuki chain reaction before it began. 4. Save Jiraiya. He wouldn't let his godfather die in a Megakure again. 5. Fix the Hyuga situation. Hinata deserved freedom, and Neji deserved a future. 6. Destroy Root. Completely, secretly, permanently. 7. Stop pain from ever reaching Konoha. And lastly, 8. Find a way to save Obito too. A man broken by tragedy, twisted by manipulation, but not beyond redemption. Naruto clenched his fists. I'll change everything. Morning came. Konoha slowly woke up to the smell of damp earth and the chorus of birds. Naruto walked through the streets, the breeze brushing against his face. People glanced at him with mixed expressions. Familiar annoyance, suspicion, mild irritation. Don't run around, brat. Watch where you're going. Ugh, it's the Uzumaki kid. Naruto didn't get angry. Not anymore. He had faced far worse, and he knew these people would one day cheer for him with everything they had. But for now, their ignorance didn't bother him. Instead, as he passed them, he merely smiled faintly. Because he knew what they would eventually become. What they would all go through. How much they would learn to love, to lose, and to fight beside him. Naruto approached the academy gates. Academy students rushed by with backpacks, wooden kunai, and notebooks. Kids chatted loudly, pushed each other, teased each other. Naruto stood at the entrance, watching. He knew every single kid here. Their futures, their struggles, the deaths. He could see Choji smiling with chips in hand. Unaware that one day he'd nearly sacrifice himself in the war. He saw Shikamaru yawning lazily, not knowing the crushing weight of leadership waiting for him. He saw Hinata, quiet and nervous, her eyes naturally drifting toward Naruto without realizing. And then, Sasuke, standing alone, hands in pockets, expression empty. Naruto's throat tightened. This boy, this lonely, broken boy. He had fought him, bled for him, chased him across continents. Lost friends because of him, cried because of him, saved him. And now here he was, unscarred by vengeance, untouched by the curse mark. Free, for now. Naruto stepped toward him. Sasuke sensed him and looked up. Their eyes met. For a moment, Sasuke frowned. What are you staring at, Dobe? Naruto almost laughed. The old tone, the irritation, the pride. It felt nostalgic, almost comforting. Naruto smirked. Just thinking how much trouble you're gonna be. Quote, Sasuke scoffed. You're talking like an old man. Naruto raised an eyebrow. If only you knew. But he just shrugged. Maybe I am. Sasuke rolled his eyes and walked ahead. But Naruto saw it. A tiny, almost imperceptible smirk tugged at the corner of his mouth. Sasuke had missed this, even if he didn't know it yet. Inside the academy, Iruka was teaching, chalk tapping against the board. Naruto sat quietly, something unheard of. Students stared at him as if he'd grown a second head. Did Naruto just sit down? Without yelling. Is he sick? Iruka blinked as well. Naruto, you okay? Naruto smiled warmly. I'm listening, Iruka-sensei. Iruka almost dropped the chalk. Sasuke turned slightly, studying him. Something about Naruto felt different. More mature, more focused, almost dangerous, but familiar. The class continued until Iruka reached the part Naruto had been waiting for. Today, you'll practice basic shuriken throwing. Everyone to the training yard. Naruto followed quietly, but inside. He felt a ripple in the timeline. Because he knew what happened here originally. Sasuke outperformed everyone. Naruto failed miserably. Iruka encouraged him. And Mizuki. Mizuki manipulated him. Naruto's eyes darkened. Not this time. Training yard. Targets were lined up. Students grabbed practice shuriken. Naruto stepped forward. Whispers started. He'll miss all of them. Probably hit himself again. Watch him embarrass himself. Naruto ignored them. He drew a single shuriken. Took a stance. One perfected over decades. Sasuke noticed. Hinata noticed. Even Iruka noticed. Naruto's eyes narrowed. And he threw. Thwip. 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 4 shuriken. 4 perfect bullseyes. The yard went silent. Mouths fell open. Iruka froze completely. Sasuke's eyes widened a fraction. That wasn't normal. Hinata gasped softly, clutching her chest. Naruto scratched his cheek casually. Guess I got lucky. Lucky. Those throws were Anbu level. Perfect angles. Perfect rotation. Perfect timing. Iruka slowly approached. Naruto, where did you learn to throw like that? Naruto smiled faintly. I had a good teacher. A teacher who wasn't even alive yet in this timeline. Iruka placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder. You're full of surprises today. You've seen nothing yet, Naruto thought quietly. But someone else watched from the shadows. Mizuki, eyes narrowing, mind calculating. That brat, something's off. He smirked. Good. The stronger he is, the more useful he'll be. Naruto's head turned slightly. His senses tightened. His muscles stiffened. His eyes sharpened. Mizuki, he whispered, voice cold. Not again. Mizuki wasn't laying a finger on him this time. Or on Iruka. This time, Naruto would be the hunter. Naruto's gaze remained fixed on the tree line long after the class had dispersed. He could feel Mizuki's chakra slithering away, slipping like a snake into the deeper shadows of Konoha. The original timeline had begun with Mizuki's betrayal. With lies, with manipulation, with Iruka almost dying, with Naruto discovering the truth about the scroll by accident. But this time, Naruto wasn't a clueless kid. He was a Hokage in a 12-year-old body. This time, it wouldn't be Mizuki who set the stage. It would be Naruto. Evening, Konoha streets. The sun dipped behind the Hokage monument, orange light flooding the rooftops and casting long shadows across the village. Villagers closed their shops, children ran home, and lanterns lit up the pathways one by one. Naruto walked calmly along the road, hands tucked behind his head, eyes moving from face to face. People still glared at him. Some still whispered, some stepped aside, but none of it bothered him. Because he finally understood something he never did as a child. People fear what they don't understand, until someone shows them the truth. And Naruto intended to show them a truth so powerful it would reshape the future. But first, he felt the familiar presence approaching from behind. Iruka, Naruto, the teacher called out, jogging toward him. Naruto turned, smiling warmly. Iruka-sensei, you were amazing today, Iruka said gently. But, are you really okay? You're acting so mature all of a sudden. Quote, Naruto's eyes softened. Maybe I'm just growing up. Iruka placed a hand on his shoulder. If you ever need something, anything, you come to me, okay? Naruto swallowed hard. He remembered the last time he saw Iruka in the future. Covered in dust and blood, protecting two children during Konoha's destruction. He whispered softly, I won't let anything happen to you. Iruka blinked. What was that? Naruto shook his head. Nothing. Thanks for worrying. Iruka ruffled his hair. Naruto let him. A simple gesture, but one he had missed for years. Go home, Iruka said. And don't stay up too late. Naruto waved. Yeah. Night falls. Konoha grew silent. Lanterns flickered. The wind grew colder. Naruto stood on his balcony, staring at the vast sky. Stars sparkled above him, the same stars he looked at as a Hokage, and the same stars he gazed at as a boy who thought he had no one. But tonight felt different. Tonight felt like the turning of a world. He took a deep breath. Mizuki will make his move soon, but I'm ready. He wasn't just ready, he was waiting. He leaned against the railing, mind racing through everything ahead. Protect Sasuke. Save Neji. Free the Hyuga. Stop Gaara's torment. Keep Jiraiya alive. Destroy Root. Stop Pain. Save Obito. Save Kushina's legacy. Save the entire ninja world from exploding again. And above all, protect the people who once protected him. A chilling sensation ran through the air. Naruto felt it instantly. A presence, watching him. Not Root, not Mizuki. Someone far older, far darker, far more dangerous. Naruto didn't turn around. He didn't need to. A distorted voice echoed behind him, warped by space and chakra. You've changed, Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto exhaled slowly, eyes calm. Did you come to confirm it, Obito? Quote, silence. Then, Kamui rippled, air distorted. The masked Uchiha materialized in the corner of Naruto's balcony, half his body phasing in and out of reality. His single Sharingan glowed. You shouldn't know that name, Obito said coldly. Naruto smiled slightly. I know a lot of things. Obito's chakra tightened, sharp, dangerous. You're just a child. How? Naruto interrupted him. I'll stop you. That single sentence froze the night. Obito's eye narrowed. You. Stop me. He stepped forward, the wood beneath his feet warping as his body flickered through dimensions. You don't even understand the world you live in. You don't understand pain. You don't know loss. Naruto's voice cut him like a blade. I've felt more pain than you can imagine. Obito hesitated. There was something in Naruto's tone. A depth, a heaviness, a truth. That no child should possess. Naruto looked up at the sky. You think you're the only one who lost people. You think your grief is unique. He turned slowly, meeting Obito's gaze with eyes full of storms and suns. I've seen war. I've seen death. I've buried people I loved. I've watched my home burn. The words flowed softly, but they struck like kunai. Obito's mask hid his expression, but his chakra flickered violently. Naruto walked closer, unafraid, steady. You and I, were not so different. The moon cast silver light across the boy's face. But the difference between us, Obito. Naruto's voice softened into something painful, almost sympathetic. Is that I still believe the world can be saved. Quote. Obito froze. Naruto stepped back. And I'll save you too. Even if you don't believe that yet. Obito's chakra surged with confusion, anger, shock. Who are you? Naruto smiled calmly. Someone who refuses to lose anyone anymore. Quote. The space around Obito distorted again. He could have attacked. He could have tested the boy. He could have tried to kill him. But instead, he vanished, silent, shaken, uncertain. Naruto exhaled. That's right, walk away. This time, I'm not a piece in your plan. He closed his eyes briefly. Tomorrow, Mizuki would make his move. Tomorrow, the first real divergence in the timeline would begin. Tomorrow, Naruto Uzumaki would take his first step toward rewriting destiny itself. Thank you.